Hello and welcome back to the Talking Wolves podcast. We're here for another instalment where we're going to be talking everything Wolves. We've got 4 games to talk about today.
So it's late. Sure.
Yeah, it is really late. We've got 4 games to talk about today alongside your questions. My name is Dave, and alongside me, as you can see, we've got Matt Cooper. Matt, how's it going?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Welcome back. Mate.
Welcome back.
Cheers. It's a pleasure. I was living it up in Parma.
Living Da Vida Loca.
Yeah. Big shout out to Wayne actually in Parma. Wolves fan I met out there.
Wayne Lineker.
No. Who big fan of the pod. Watches every Monday apparently. So if you're watching Wayne, thanks for the sangria, pal, and I hope you're well.
Wayne. Living La Vida Loca, Wolves are in Europa. Ooh, Finners, trademark. We've got
He
Tom.
didn't say that, did he?
He did. Yeah, he was on his vlog.
You put it on 3 times at least. Anyway, Tom Rouse.
Demonetised.
The old Golden Black.
Hello.
Tom, how's it going?
Great. Now.
Welcome.
Yes.
Now, great now. Okay.
He's back in now. We're winning games.
Fickle, aren't I?
Fickle.
Like an Arsenal fan.
Fickle fan. Right then, today we're going to be talking about the 4 games since Crystal Palace, the 1-1 draw away at Palace. We'll have a quick word on Reading, then Watford, Besiktas, and of course the big win against Manchester City. So I don't think either of you went to the Reading game.
I did.
You did.
Yes, thank you.
Oh,
just because he was going to go. Oh, I did. I'll tell you all about it.
No. Go on, Rouse. Kick us off. 1-1 draw.
I'd rather not. You take the floor, Dave.
I thought the first half was all right. Second half wasn't all right.
Lovely, and that's Reading. Anyway, next go.
I was abroad obviously as I previously alluded to, and I thought I'm not going to try and get a stream. I'm not going to try. And then I was sat in the hotel lobby and I was like, go on then. Someone was sharing it on Tinkle's AWE. I opened the stream. Morgan gives picks the ball up, chips it straight out of pan. I went, no.
Is that one of the ones when that bloke's got his phone like that?
In the Billy Wright upper, and then the Billy Wright upper, like from the game. I saw Morgan Cruyff turn himself into oblivion, and then he went to chip a ball down the line and put it in row A, the family enclosure, and I was like, you know what, it's enough already. Yeah. So I didn't watch it.
I was annoyed that we didn't change the formation. That was the biggest thing, and I'm sure we'll touch on it.
How many do you think we should play at the back, Tom, for people at home?
Actually, I think we should play 7 at the back.
We did it.
We should have just experimented with different things. I think in that game, and it wouldn't have mattered if we'd have got knocked out. We wouldn't be sitting here crying about it, would we? But we'd have learned something new. I think, but we learned that Bennett could play as Connor Cody because.
Mate, some of his balls are all right, mate.
He was good.
Sorry.
And them.
Great passer as well.
He's pinged out wide.
Bennett did quite well. It was a shame about the 2 injuries, Jordan and particularly Shabani, who I think we won't see for a very long time. That
it might be the season job.
Downstairs, you could hear the snap of his ACL, so it was a bad. You could hear the screams from upstairs. So it was bad.
What did you think of Jordan before he came off? I thought he was alright.
I like that he was taking the ball forward, and what we don't do is shoot from the edge of the box, and he did. And keepers are going to make a mistake or parry, or I don't know. I can't remember if it was rain or whatever, but when the ball slippy, things all.
He was shocking that keeper, wasn't he?
Well, I'd heard that the Reading fans were nervous about him beforehand, and then that.
He's a Portugal under 21 as well. He is. He's shocking.
Good job we avoided him.
Yeah.
Their goal, I've got to say, Reading's equaliser.
Fantastic,
I know, it's not Wolves, but 96 minutes or whatever, or 99 minutes.
Chopping out that
Rabona, yeah, class. Jeez. I did appreciate that.
You saw the Reading limbs on Twitter.
It was pretty good considering there were 10 people there.
Yeah.
It was class.
Yeah, to be fair, it's a massive win for him as well. So. Glad you enjoyed it, lads.
Did you see the beef in the penalties as well? Where something happened before the very last one, and Neves was running back.
Mate, we'll talk about him because at City as well. At the end of the game,
they
blasted the ball.
He went
mad.
He's fiery.
He's feisty, kind of fiery.
Well, and another point, Neves was the captain, obviously, for that night.
Yeah.
A lot of talkers who would be captain if Cody wasn't there. I think
he's been vice captain since
he always sits next in the team photos. And he sits on the front row.
Well, he captained Porto. You used to have a captain Champions League.
Yeah,
and I think he does it with his performances anyway. You don't need to have an armband to say.
I didn't mind Neves sitting deep at that game as well because he had Morgan and Jordan next to him. Morgan and Jordan next to him who sort of drove the ball forward. But I think Morgan's stuck too wide too often. I think.
I can't remember where he played on that night, but I just remember
meant to be seeing.
He's just very, very frustrating at the moment, and we keep saying the same thing about him. So
we'll move on.
Don't keep on repeating ourselves.
Was it? Yeah, it was the front two of Catrone Neto was meant to be. What did you think of Neto? I thought he was really good.
Well, not so much in that game, but the next game,
Watford,
Neto was very, very good. I did like Neto carries the ball very well.
We'll talk about it because on some of the questions there was a couple of fans to-ing and fro-ing regarding whether he should be in the squad or not. So
he's 19. I think we forget when you sign a player, things like that. He's
never played at this sort of level before properly, has he?
Same age as Vinagre, and we don't throw him in all the time. So, I think give him a year or so. I
said today before the Watford game, I was like, I'm not convinced. I've not really seen enough. And then against Watford, I thought he was brilliant. And again, he's 19.
Yeah.
I forget that.
Yeah.
I feel like he's 22, 23. So yeah, looks a decent little prospect.
In the penalty shootout, I think 3 of the takers are all defenders, aren't they? Like, you have Vallejo and.
We haven't talked about him. He was terrible again. I think he looked completely out of his depth, but took his penalty very well. So
yeah, so it was Neves, Vallejo, Bennett, and Vinagre, and obviously Redding missing 2 as well.
Considering we didn't want to touch upon it, pretty extensive.
Yeah. I'll say that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we'll move on now. Obviously, Wolves obviously into the next round against Aston Villa. Win that, you're in the quarterfinals.
And there's 2 League 2 teams playing against each other and 2 League 1 teams, so you could have a decent.
You get through the Villa game, and you get into the quarterfinal. Semi-finals, 2 legs, anything can happen. I said in, I think, the video after the Reading game, this is possibly our best route back into Europe again next season if we wanted it.
And it's early, and the finals in February. So if you do the business then,
it's a big amount of time as well between now and
you still got like 10 games after that to fix anything in the league if needs be.
So, Carabao Cup, Wolves could be going for it. We'll move on to the Premier League, back in action, first win of the season against Watford. Matt, we'll start with you. We did the review. What did you think of it overall?
I mean, it was a lot better. I don't think it was us playing brilliantly. It was Watford were just absolutely clueless, weren't they?
Still in a bit of trouble they are.
Yeah, I think we have ruined their club since they beat us in the semi-final.
I think Man City have had a bit of a hand as well.
Yeah, but since then it was just like they just didn't know how to do anything, did they?
Well, yeah.
So yeah, I think it was more Watford playing poorly, but it was such a relief to get the first win of the season. You could feel it around the ground, like hadn't played fantastically, and Watford had the chances, but to get that win was so important. And like we said in the match review, it just feels like such a relief because I was a bit worried, like when's this win gonna come? Like Watford's always gonna be a tough game, and we got Man City, like we're going into an international break, we're not gonna have a win, but. Yeah, I thought Neto did well. I thought Adama had a quieter game against Watford, but yeah, it was better. Cody was better. Bolly Colossus again. So yeah, again Watford very, very poor, but you can only beat what's in front of you, and luckily we did. What
frustrated me the most was that as soon as we went 1-0 up, we stopped playing.
Yeah,
we just manage the game.
You can see by the stats, we had 39% possession throughout the 90 minutes.
That's fine. When we have the less possession we have, the better we are. If we had 10% possession again, we'd win 6-0. It'd be amazing. But
I suppose we'll look at the City game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're not good when the onus is on us. When we have to create the chances. When the other teams sit back or whatever. We did better at Watford, but I can't remember many clear-cut chances in that second half at all. And there were a couple of moments in the first half where Traore was beating his man and just putting the wrong ball in. There was one that was looped when it should have been drilled. So he's getting into better positions, but his decision making still has to be improved on. But we'll come to Man City.
Jimenez should have done better as well in the first half. Johnny could have done better in the second half.
Yeah.
It was like the first 2 minutes when Bolly played that through ball.
Because Jimenez went with the wrong foot. He went with his left, I think, instead of his right. Or
he hasn't got a left foot.
Well, yeah.
He has
2 right feet. Yeah. What I liked about, obviously sticking with the sort of the wide formation as well, the striker and 2 wingers again, I thought our overlap play was much better against Watford.
That's where the first goal came from.
Exactly, yeah. And I think the Dendoncker and Matinho role, sort of similar to the Neves and Sace sort of thing that happened in the Championship. Dendoncker was doing all the hard work, and Matinho, for the goal especially, he was just spraying it left and right. And obviously that overlap came. Neto, good ball in, and Doherty that first goal.
If I can remember, Johnny was outstanding, as he has been for most of the season.
Mr. Consistent.
Yeah. He wasn't beaten all afternoon, and he got forward really well. And everyone says, like, defensively he's really good, but he's a bit wanting going forward.
Think he's great going forward.
I think he's good going forward. He's improved a lot.
It's only because he's he's right-footed, isn't
Yeah.
he? So when he gets into those positions where usually you'd whip a ball in with your left, he has to come back to put a decent ball in.
He's such a powerful runner as well. He's a little stocky fella, isn't he? And I think that's what you need in those positions, because you're going to be, you might be coming up against a centre half when you're getting that further up the pitch if you just roasted the full-back. So I thought he was brilliant. Moutinho was back to his best. But last season, the first 3 or 4 games, Moutinho looked a bit leggy, and it took him a while to get into his stride, didn't he? And I think now we're starting to see Moutinho get back into form, and when he's on form, he's unplayable. So, yeah, positive from Watford. Again, Watford were rubbish, but you can only beat what's in front of you, and we did it convincingly in the end.
What do you both think about...
Playing forward at the back.
No. Just modern football as a whole, about being this possession-based game, because there were so many moments where we would just sort of reset and we'd pass it 2 or 3 minutes. It felt like just back and forth, sort of giving Watford the opportunity to settle back down into their shape, and then you're trying to break down 10 men. Whereas, to me, if we're moving the ball faster and finding spaces,
depends what the scoreline is.
should it not matter what the opposition is though, rather than the scoreline?
No, I mean, if you're 2-0 up, you don't want to put yourself in any danger, do you?
I think with that as well, it happened at Braga where we were knocking the ball around, and then I think Bennett tried to rush it and tried to play that risky pass, which I did wish, especially when we were 1-0 down, I wish we did that a bit more. But when we are knocking it back around the back, I think especially when we're only 1-0 up, with Watford, the pace they've got as well, they've got to get every pass right. So I do agree, I think, we try and get rid of a couple of minutes off the time, but...
I don't know whether it's the stand that I sit in as well, but so say somebody's making a little break and then Bennett will turn and it goes back to Cody. There's a massive groan in the Billy right upper because the average age is 75 still. But they would, older people want to see, wing backs running forward and what have you. But to me, football's too cautious at the moment. Nobody throws caution.
I think at the moment for Wolves as well, I think we had to make sure we got the win. Against Watford, I think there would have been some serious inquests if we didn't get that win.
Another big factor for me as well. Gary, who sits next to me, I said Delafeo's not interested. He won't be coming out second half, and he didn't. And I think we all know how much trouble he caused us in both games last season. Yes. And he just couldn't be arsed. And I was like, he won't be coming out at second half.
Ferreira did okay second half.
Yeah, but he's not Delafeo, is he? I mean, he's unplayable on his day.
Yeah.
But again, that's why he's at Watford and not Barcelona.
I think as well, every time that we play Watford and we go 2-0 up and we win, I'll be thinking, oh, why didn't we just do that?
At Wembley.
Why didn't we do that?
Yeah.
Because we'd have beat City, obviously. Because it's just what we do.
Doing what we do. They doubled up quite a lot on Delafeu as well. Every time he was getting the ball, there was 2 or 3 men around. Then Donker had him. He did
then
really
Donker was better.
We were playing with 2 right backs as well. We had Doherty and Traore again with that strange formation where we got 2 right-sided.
Yeah,
wingers.
But as you I think after that game there was a few people moaning about Dendoncker on Dingles on Facebook, but they were just I said I think I commented on it, people notice what Neves and Moutinho do because it's so attractive the way they pass the ball and that. Dendoncker does the dirty work. He ain't gonna do a back heel 30 yards or whatever, or Rabona.
30 yards back heel. That's fairly negative.
No, but he's not going to do that attractive stuff. He does the dirty work.
For most of the season, he has been shit, but he was good against Watford, or better. But yeah, I saw. But I listened to the phone and on the way home, and Tonka came on.
Oh yeah, I was with you on this, but
yes, I heard Tonka as well. Yeah.
I don't know if he just does.
But he sits 2 rows in front of me, so that gives you the.
I don't know if he just does it for a bit of clout or what. And I've got nothing against him. Never met him. Only listened to him on the phone, and obviously he's famous for that. And he said Catroni not cutting it from there, he didn't do enough. I was like, he came on for 5 minutes.
Yeah, 80th minute, Catroni come on. He goes, Catroni again.
He ain't good enough. It's like,
we defended a 2-goal lead with 10 minutes to go to get our first win of the season.
He obviously found a tweet and tweeted me back. He's like, he might like, yeah.
He's got Twitter.
Yeah, he said something like, he might like pizza and pasta, but so do Mario and Luigi, and I wouldn't want them up top for me. And I was like, alright, mate.
What's he on about?
Your dar.
Your Dharma. But yeah, good way to get us off and running. 2 wins on the bounce then, in 2 competitions.
See, I don't count penalty. I know we got 2, but it's not a...
It gave us the momentum for that win against Watford.
We should have won 2 and 3-0 that game, shouldn't we?
Right, well, we'll move on to the start of a very, very good week for Wolves. Away at Besiktas. This is going to be interesting, I think. Thursday the 3rd of October, Besiktas 0, Wolves 1 to get our first Europa League group win. Still third in the group, but
Should we just ask Tom his thoughts on...
For me though, that was a must-win game, and we've stopped Besiktas, who arguably were, or still are maybe, the favourites in that group. I don't think they are.
They're not anymore.
Yeah, it puts us in a great position to go to Bratislava with. Tom, we will start with you, because obviously on your video...
Someone kidnapped you, didn't they? And held a gun to your head. Is everything okay now?
Yes, everything's fine. Yes, thank you. You were allowed to say that you don't enjoy the match.
Football.
That's fine.
No.
Go on, I'll give you the mic. Mike Short. Let's talk about the first half first.
Take
the floor.
Couldn't tell you anything about the first half. Could you?
It was absolutely dire.
Tedious.
So
this is what I... So my point would be, all the build-up on the TV was they're in disarray, Besiktas. The chairman has left. They've got players injured in the warm-up. So get on the front foot, get the ball moving forward and make them think, get balls into the box. I know it's old-fashioned, but that is what I would have done. I'd have just made them worry, made them think. And we just let them sort of ease into the game, and they had the best chances of best chance. There wasn't anything happening in the first half with it. They hit the post, didn't they?
Yeah.
Cody again.
Yeah, it's going to be an own goal.
Yeah.
It's going to be Cody. So first half, nothing happened, did it? Second half, it did get better when Traore and Catroni came on.
Of course.
And in hindsight, they had a game plan, Wolves, and I think they overestimated Besiktas in terms of what they were going to.
They played them too much credit, really, didn't they, in terms of how they played.
The closest they came was Vida's header from a free kick, which he should have scored, really. But aside from that, they didn't offer anything at all going forward. We'd never got beaten out wide, did we? I don't think they put any decent balls into the box. We just played Besiktas, this huge European team. They've played for years. They're Turkish champions 2 years. Yeah, this intimidating atmosphere, but there's nobody there. We played all of that rather than playing what was in front of us, and that was what was frustrating for me on Thursday night. And I don't think I articulated it very well in my video, and that's why I had a lot of...
They obviously went with the game plan to frustrate them, but they paid too much respect. But I don't think the game plan was to really volley to score in the 94th minute.
Exactly. But it was a hell of a finish. It was if anybody scored
season
that goal,
forward, wasn't it?
Class.
He killed that ball dead.
But
and just
all game he was dominant. Everything in the
How
air,
good has he been since that red card at Everton? He's been.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, how highly we've all rated him for the last couple of years, but he's been phenomenal.
He's Champions League centre half.
I think he's played better on the right hand side of the three as well.
I like it as well. Yeah.
I like Sace as well on the left, and hopefully his injury's not too bad. He's got 2 weeks to recover. He's not going with Morocco and stuff.
You know what? I did agree with your video. I agreed with a lot of what you said, and I think because you just thought, everyone just took that as what it was rather than reading into it and analysing what you said.
Why weren't after Watford? I was pretty impressed because I thought after such a bad run, I thought that was probably our best performance for a couple of weeks. But I saw so many people saying how poor we were against Watford, which I can accept.
I think it's the same thing.
It's because we scored a last minute winner. People just don't expect you to be negative.
Like I can't remember. I think I said it to Harry Mansell and said, if I'd have been there in Istanbul, then it would have been one of the best days of my life. Sorry, Istanbul, yeah. But because I was watching it on telly and then I had to mark $60 and stuff like that, it's just it doesn't have the same impact on your life, does it? But in the context of the Europa League, and we all want to qualify. I just think we should be. I think we can afford to be more gung ho and throw more men forward and make more things happen because I think we're far better than any of these teams. We've played the other two teams who were seeded higher than us. And I'd say, we've beaten Besiktas and we should have beaten Braga. Really, we were better than them.
Yeah.
So on that, we should beat Bratislava. So we can attack them.
I know, like we were improved against Watford. It still wasn't great. And we've got a win against Besiktas, both wins. But to watch, we're just rubbish. I just think there's something about it. It's just so defensive, and that's what frustrated me.
Yeah.
And I think that's what came across in your video. Like, if we'd have gone there and had a go and got a 0-0 or lost, you'd have been like, so be it. But it's just the way that we're playing. It's just not nice to watch.
But all great teams are built on strong defences, aren't they? You look at Arsenal in the 80s with that 1-0 to the Arsenal all the time. It's what you have to pay, isn't it, for success? Is winning games ugly, winning every week, but winning 1-0. We've come so far so quickly. I would take a season of finishing 12th, but losing 3-2 every other week and winning 3-2 the next week. I think I don't know, because even in the Championship, I remember a game against Millwall this kind of the year when Jota scored that goal. We won 1-0, but that was such a boring game. But we won, and ultimately we won the Championship playing that style of football. We finished 7th playing that style of football, so it is successful. That's why my problem is wider than just the
Do you think though Nuno set the standard so high in his first 2 years that this is a bit of a shock for everyone else?
Well, this is another point as well, is that they have set high standards and they're not matching them at the moment. And we have, as fans, we shouldn't just be going, oh, well, we were playing Stevenage 5 years ago, so it's okay. We've got to expect.
Yeah.
And Fosun will be doing the same. They're not going to be sitting there going, oh, well, we were playing Stevenage 5 years
ago.
They don't care.
That kind of sentiment's what makes clubs go into freefall.
Yeah, Harry was putting it as well when I spoke to him, like a little bit like the Albion under Pulis or Charlton with Kirbishley, like not realising what you've got. I'm not saying to sack him or anything like that, but just the style of football. But it's worth, like the Reading game, it was worth trying something just to see what a plan B is. But Dave Edwards said on the Old Gold Club live thing where Nuno, when he came in, he said, this is how we're playing. And there was sort of a conversation. He said, well, what about a plan B? He said, no, there's no plan B. There's just better players in plan A. So we are going to be playing 5 at the back forever. I've accepted that.
We did that interview a couple of years ago with Petalengro, and he said when they had the interview, he went in front of all the directors and he had a presentation of how he wanted to play and how he'll play. So,
but I think you have to this is the 3rd season of Nuno now. The same core of players pretty much. There has been some turnover, but it's not a great turnover. You've still got Cody and Doherty and players that play in the Championship.
Important.
It is important, but players do get stale. You're looking at Spurs now. They've had the same team a little bit longer than we have, but they're falling apart because of having the same manager, same players. And that's another reason why football's annoying me, is that you have to overhaul everything every 2 or 3 years. Managers and players don't last.
It's proactive, not reactive, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think we are doing that because of the under-23s that we bought in this season. I think will come good in 2 or 3 years' time, and they're ripping the leagues up, aren't they? The younger teams.
Will they ever break into the first team? That's my worry.
I think Jordan could.
Yeah, I think Shabani as well. I mean,
not now.
Well, the thing is, though, we bought those two this summer, like academy-wise. Anyone
we're not producing our own anymore.
When was the last time we produced a player that was top quality?
Gibbs
Morgan.
Tennessee, you can't really put that there.
Jack Price at that level at the time.
I mean, like
a
Robbie Keane or a Lescott or a Matt Murray.
Well, there you go then, those 3.
Yeah.
Matt Murray's the reason I played in goal. I absolutely adored him.
He would have been England #1 if he had some needs.
Mate, he said I was spoke to him before. Obviously he had the injuries and stuff. There was one England call-up where they ended up calling the Championship goalkeeper when Wolves were in Division 1. It was like Scott Loach or something mad like that. And he goes he was injured obviously at the time, and he says if I didn't, he goes if I didn't get into that squad, I would have I didn't know what to do myself.
He got smashed up though, didn't he?
Yes,
unfortunately.
We won't talk about it.
No.
Yeah. Well, let me quickly go back to the Besiktas game. Then. First half, what do you think the issue was? Do you think it was the wingers? I mean, Morgan on the wing. I prefer Morgan more attacking because I just don't see him as a holding midfielder. But at the same time, I just don't think he's almost agile enough to be as a winger. It's weird.
Was it you or was it somebody else who tweeted that? I know we've got a small squad, but Gibbs needs to go out on loan.
I said that the Europa League saved him from going out on loan. If you look at a player, this is how I look at it. You can kind of look at each player and name their best main attribute. I look at him and I don't know what it is.
Vision.
No, I don't know what it is.
Inward vision.
Decent trim. That's. And even then...
It smells nice apparently as well, doesn't it?
Yeah,
the Crusaders goalkeeper. But I think what one of the issues was in that first half especially was that the defenders were too deep and the attackers' engagement line was too high. So you
read a book.
Too much Football Manager. I've been on about Inquest and all sorts today. Nah, but it was no big... That's what I said earlier.
U-Tree.
Yeah. It's happening too often where the midfield are nearer to the defence, and the attack is so far away that the gap's massive.
We've already said about Neves and how deep he's been playing.
Yeah, but the link-up play is not there because the gaps between the pair of them.
Well, and that's what I'm sure we'll come on to. It. That's why we did well against Man City, because we were pressing them so high up the pitch, and that's why they were.
Yeah.
I think the style of play isn't as concerning when you're winning games like Besiktas and Watford. It kind of papers over the cracks. It's when the issue is when we're so defensive and naff and we're drawing and losing games. But then we go to Man City and it was just so exciting to watch. It was back to how Wolves were like last season.
You know that it's going to be like that because you know. Yeah, right, great, Nuno, we're going to play the same against everybody, but you can't play the same against everybody. Against all the top teams, I reckon we'll beat Liverpool as well. I reckon we could.
If we can play like that, we will.
We'd take points off all of the top 6 again this season.
If you ask him, he won't talk about it. What are the numbers? You don't know football. This is not
profiles.
Well,
numbers.
That's it. We've said before. I've said before. We don't know anything really about football. We can talk about whatever you just said.
Yeah.
What was it? What did
the
you
line
say?
of engagement. Yeah.
You know, we don't really know anything. But what I see on
when
the
you
pitch,
call someone on a phone now.
And they're on another line.
Yeah.
What we see is that they just seem slower against worse opposition, and against top opposition they look absolutely rapid. The
I think
passes
it's a
are going.
question of motivation, because I don't.
It was the same as last year, though. I remember everyone was saying that motivation because we had such a good record against the.
But what we are doing now is turning those points from last season. So we lost against Watford at home. We've beaten them at home. I think City, we've already beaten our points record against them.
Of course,
so we're still okay. I think we're 6 points behind where we were after a number of games last year. But the teams we've played have all been above us in the table when we've played them, apart from Watford. So that's something to be said as well. We've had a tough start, I think.
Yeah,
we've got Southampton and Newcastle.
Yeah, and if we don't,
I think if we win those two,
we've had a good start.
I think
we
either better or equal the points total for last season.
Yeah, because it was this point there where we had our drop.
Where Nuno out, wasn't it? Yeah.
I know.
Get your Nuno out.
We'll talk a bit more about City in a sec, but I know it's after the international break, it's quite a busy period. That there's 5 games
and
in,
they're all away,
2 weeks. Yeah,
lots of them away.
You got Southampton, but then you got Bratislava away, Newcastle away, Villa away, Arsenal away, and then you're back at home to Bratislava. But we'll talk about Manchester City. What a game! I mean, predictions beforehand. I think we all were expecting our arse to be handed to us.
I think even the most optimistic Wolves fan would have the best they could have hoped for was 0-0.
I said 1-0 Adama.
0-0.
I'm just putting
Right,
that
That was 700 to 1, wasn't it?
Don't know.
Did you put your 10p on?
Should we tell everyone how much Finn has put on
sorry.
it?
Yeah. Well, go on, Dave. You can bait him out.
I know he's watching or listening. So our very own Finners, who's of course on the last podcast, he's a big better.
High roller.
Yeah, and by big bets, he puts about 5 or 10p on a bet. I think 10p might be the minimum. So he on his blog he said that he put 700, not 700 quid obviously, a bet on 700 to 1, Wolves to win 1-0 and Adama to score. So
I've just lost 35 quid.
That's the new FIFA.
He put 10p on it, and I saw a lot of people tweeting him asking how much he put on it.
Saying like you just missed out on $7,000. Like if you knew Finn, tight as a duck's arse in
winter. You put Raul to score first. You'd won £2.
Raul
and Rouse, not after the charity cup though. £2.50 he's won on Raul scoring first probably. But anyway, we love you, Finn. Really,
we do. But please put some more money on bets. Please.
If you put 10 on that, Finn, it would have come in.
Yeah,
Adama would have missed that last chance.
Gamble aware.
Did you say, I was going to say, Finn, saying as well, don't score on his vlog when Traore is through. That's bad form, that is. Don't do that.
Suspect behaviour.
Don't do that.
And he's saying he's the Adama Appreciation Society. Yeah. That's us, mate. That's us.
That's literally, I have been.
There's a bandwagon that he's jumping on there, isn't he?
I am the captain of that ship. Thank you very much.
Captain. So, City away. Lineup was an interesting one. Obviously, sticking with the back to the 2 up top, which I said on the Talking Wolves preview. I half expected us to go with 3 in midfield just to shore up the midfield. But then quite an interesting one, playing 2 attacking fullbacks in Adama and Vinagre. And some people are like, what? But when you think about it, what? But when you think about it, it sort of made sense. Especially, obviously, after watching the game.
It's easy
as well.
to say that now, isn't
it? Yeah. But even at the time, though, imagine if that was Doc and Johnny, how deep it would have been. We just invited 2 pressure.
It was the game plan, though, wasn't it? Really, I think the game plan was to get a point, and we accidentally won. I think
accidentally
because it's got to be said that Vinagre and Traore, the last time that they played together was Everton, and they were absolutely abysmal. The pair of them. So Vinagre's gone away and worked on whatever he's had to do, and he's come back better. I think he looked very good defensively and attackingly the other day. And Traore.
How bloody good was Traore?
Yeah.
How good
I
was
mean, when
how good was he?
when Sace went off and then Bolly moved to the left and Benny was on, I was thinking, oh god, they've got Aguero and Sterling against.
Yeah, because when Benny come on, I went to David and I went, right lads, I'm going to get a pie. And they didn't even have any pies.
Didn't
They ran out.
I thought City were poor. However great we were, City weren't at their best. They were. The second half, I've never seen City be so aggressive in the tackle and late, and you see Pep's teams being cheeky and little trips and stuff, but they were all over the place. They'd lost.
You could tell they lost the Reds because they were just moaning at the ref non-stop.
I think they missed De Bruyne massively. They couldn't break down our back line.
Tell me which clear-cut chances they had. You can't.
Well, they had a few half chances, didn't they?
Cody did well to defend a couple of those. To be fair,
Cody blocked one off the line. Patricio made a fairly comfortable save in the first half.
Two decent stops.
They had one that from the free kick that hit the bar, there was a bit of a scramble, and then the City player got in the way of these. I think it was Rodri blocked a shot,
and they had that cross after the first goal, cross that missed everyone, and Patricio just about kept it out as well. So
no, Patricio played really well on.
It's been great this season. I mean, we were talking about it before the pod.
Definitely, last season there was a few. I thought he was good, but there was a few little blips with this season. Really coming to his own. Looks like he's settled, and you can see what we paid the money for him now because he's worth every penny.
He doesn't really have a lot to do either. Even against Man City, you wouldn't say he was under threat, and he didn't. Wasn't even a contender for man of the match really because of how little he had to do. But still, one shot and we could lose that game easily.
That's what you got to be as a keeper, haven't you? You can have nothing to do all game, but you might be called instruction.
City, they'll probably take 9 out of 10 chances.
I'd go as far as to say that Patricio is one of the most underrated players in our squad because we don't see him too often, but when he's there, he does his job very, very well. He won us at least 10 points last season. I think he's already won us 5 or 6 already this season. We've only won 10.
It was such a good performance. So it was. I mean, even scoring so late on as well. It just
I can't believe it. When Adama goes through, you just don't expect him to have the composure and the finish like that, do you? At all.
We've seen him so many times.
I've always believed.
He goes through on goal, and he's remembered he's left the kettle on and just flies out for a throw or something.
75 physicality. It's a joke.
Dog's got higher than me.
But then he said in his interview about the second goal, he said, I just remembered that I've just done this and I just did it again.
He's a down. He's a proper down. I absolutely adore the fella. Yeah. He was so good. Sterling didn't have a sniff.
He still frustrates me at times.
No.
He does. Because he does.
At times in the first half as well.
Nuno absolutely bollocked him at one point where he'd gone down for...
He just stayed down, didn't he?
And Nuno was going, get up! like absolutely bellowing at him. And there's times where he doesn't track back and stuff at right back, but you can forgive him.
I'm just waiting for that inform. It'll be out by the time the podcast. Up the feet.
Just 2 finishes. They're not. They're not easy. Well, they are easy finishes. You're not.
The pressure with Fernandinho breathing down his neck. Yeah. One of the best goalkeepers in the league. In front of him.
And he had to run quite a long way. He wasn't close to goal.
I know you weren't going to catch me. It just the comp. Oh, it was just brilliant to see. When that second goal went in, I feared for my life because my back's all cut. I've seen people moaning about the limbs. Yeah.
I've seen it on Facebook.
They was like, Matt, you alright? I was like, I don't know.
Somebody, an old chap behind me, his teeth fell out. He was cheering so much. I turned around and he was false teeth I think they look good on telly as well from what I've seen because everybody rushes down the steps on the bottom tier.
They look great as well. When the pictures when all the City fans are gone, it just got the 3 tiers.
Yeah. It was just. I think that's my best away though.
Yeah,
it's up there. It's just for performance for me. I really enjoyed the game as a whole as well.
Petrified of heights as well, and I forgot I was up there when those goals went in.
See, I said that to somebody in school today. I said, "Oh, it was the best," and they went, "Oh, better than Turin." I was like,
"That was a mad game."
It's different though because obviously.
Did you go to Turin?
But Turin was obviously different because it was like an accumulation of so many years of sport. We've all seen that, but then to just having watched Man City over the last 3 years under Pep and how good they've been, 198 points over 2 years. They haven't been beaten to 0 at the Etihad since Pep's been there, and then we go and do it. I think it was just a different level.
I felt so depressed since that.
So yeah, it's done the opposite for me. I've been feeling like the football season hadn't really started, and then it started, and now we've got 2 weeks off, so won't be watching any football.
I'm sort of. It's weird because international breaks I normally hate, but I'm sort of grateful because obviously Jimenez hasn't been picked for Mexico. He's had a break, and like I know there's still a number of players that have been picked, but it just gives us a chance and another busy schedule. You got obviously Neves, Patricio, Martinho being picked for Portugal, Castrone for the 21s. Gibbs White's pulled out with an injury. The England under 21s as well. So
He's pulled out as well.
yeah. So as long as the injuries aren't too bad, I think it's almost a blessing in disguise.
It's quite a long, busy spell because it goes up until New Year or something, or whenever the next international breaks, February or something.
I feel it's 1 November.
Yeah, it's November.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's November.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not.
Yeah.
Shout out to Raul as well for the first goal.
Yeah.
Sitting Otamendi down. I know Otamendi's shit, but he just made him look daft. See ya.
It was like he ran straight through him.
His footwork's amazing. That's some of the stuff. Like with Maguire, he did the exact same thing earlier in the season.
I saw some bloody football Twitter account saying, "Oh God, great feat for a target man." What target man? He's a pressing forward, isn't he, Dave?
Yeah, he's a false nine or something like that.
Trickles.
Like the talking walls have been full of Adama quotes and Adama stats for the last 2 days. But like one of the things I saw he said today, I think it was in like a Spanish paper. He's on about obviously growing and getting better every day, and he called Nuno Mr. Nuno. I've worked very intensely with Mr. Nuno and all the technical staff. But you said
let's ski squeaky bum Tom, then Mr. Nuno.
after the City game, he put a tweet about how all the staff, he's so proud of the players and all the staff. And I think it was you or Ewan said like you definitely got someone to write that for him. But mate, in all his interviews, he said the exact same thing. Like he said like about the staff and everything as well.
He the first interview I heard, he was talking about himself for a long time. And he said, "I played really well, and the team as well." Because that must be something that's drilled into them by Nuno. Is that you're not bigger than the team.
When we met him at the end of season dinner, although he's such a nice lad, he had so much time for everyone. Because I had like obviously segregated, and he was like standing on the edge, like so people could come say hello to him. He just seemed like a really nice
because he knew he could get back in time.
And and he knew I was there, so he just wanted to. He's just. I was so made up for him because so many people give him shit.
And he's improved so much that this is sort of it shouldn't be the end though. It should be right now. This is what's expected.
There's still miles to go. There's still miles for him, but he's got 2 goals now. You know what I didn't like? Mikey Burrows saying it's his first goal in 40 odd games.
He said that. That's the first thing he said, wasn't it?
Well, what's your point? He's been playing right wing back all season.
Where would you play him in the next game?
Anywhere he bloody wants.
Right wing again. I'd play
right
against Southampton.
And then put him up front for the last 10.
No, against Southampton, we should just play like the 5-2-3 or the 3-4-3 again. Like go attacking like we did against Watford. I believe the whole point in us going back to the 3 in the middle was because it was City. At home, we should be going with the wingers. Hopefully Jota's back. Jota on the left, Adama on the right, and Rouse up top.
Can you think you're saying Rouse?
Tom Rouse up top, get him in. Right,
pace in abundance.
I've got the gear.
We'll move on to the questions because there are some intriguing questions. First one from Wayne. He says, "Will Tom be with you?" I mean, he's here. I said he'll be there. He goes, "Excellent news."
Oh, that's nice. Thanks, Wayne.
Cheers, Wayne.
Which Wayne is that?
Big Wayne.
Oh,
Big fan of the
Wayne
content.
Mackey. Yeah. Nice.
Oh,
He used to hate me, but now we're best buds. So.
Yeah, he's a good lad, Wayne. Josh Ladd, he says, "So we could have won the FA Cup then?" I think he's alluding to a win against City.
We've beaten them twice. The last 2 times we played them, haven't we? Did we? When did we beat them?
City?
Yeah.
When did we beat them? When did we beat last time?
Champions of Asia.
You'll never sing that.
Bloody hell.
No, it was a draw. Remember you said earlier?
Oh yeah, but for a trophy. Who lifted it? Who lifted it?
Andy, friend of the show, he says,
Friend of the pod.
with everyone available, what's our best team in formation? We'll do it one by one.
What our best team?
Yeah.
I'd probably say, Ewan's got to be in there somewhere.
Go on, Rouse. Formation and team. What are you saying?
Ruddy.
In goal.
Ruddy.
Michael Oakes.
Michael Oakes.
Well, Patricio in goal. Are we going that slow?
Go on.
Oh, I think you went to.
Yeah, go on then. Positioning goalkeeper.
Patricio.
Lovely.
Go on.
Cody,
What?
I suppose.
What, just one in defence? Are you going for a back 4 or a back 5?
Well, I've resigned to defeat. We're going to have to play 5 at the back.
Just in case everyone wonders why we keep referencing to 5 at the 4 at the back. Rouse, he's just
big advocate.
He's Adam Ant that we should play for at the back.
Yeah. Go on, give me your 5.
5.
Best defensive 5.
Bolly on the right.
Yeah.
Sace on the left, and Cody just doing his little job in the middle. Yeah.
Go wing backs.
Johnny and
Doc.
Yeah. Sorry.
We saying sorry
Because boy.
He's got a. We'll get him up top though, won't you? Yeah, you will.
We'll see.
Exactly the same as
I'm
Rose.
the same as well.
Doc was a lot better.
Somebody else go first, then I can disagree.
Go for a middle 2. Say we're doing a 3-4-3.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
Somebody else go first, because otherwise you're going to keep
I'll do. At the moment, they're Dog Neves. No, they're Dog Martinez. Sorry. They're Dog Martinez. Who's invited you?
Been Don Martinez.
Do we have to play 2? Because I would.
No, you go for a.
Yeah, go on.
I'd have Dendonker, Moutinho, and Neves. So
you're going for a front 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know what your front 2 is going to be. Yeah. Finish it off. Controlling him.
Well, if everybody's fit, let's get Jimenez and Jota in there.
Dropping Adama completely from the side.
Adama's going to come on with 10 minutes to go and tear everybody.
What, like last season when everyone slated him, where he doesn't do enough. He
needs to play right back for 70 minutes just to get his eye in. You know,
to realise he's playing.
When you're playing cricket, you have to face 10 overs and you think, right, okay, right, I'm in now. And then you.
Big fan of cricket, aren't you?
You like cricket, don't you?
Yep.
You go to Trim.
Do they play cricket?
No. What's your front 3, Matt?
It's Jota on the left.
Yeah.
Jimenez down the middle.
Yeah.
And Gibna, and then obviously Adama.
Yeah, I'm the same as you as well. There we go. Play Wall says, has Matt Cooper managed to sleep since Adama scored a brace?
Yes.
Quite well, actually.
I have as well.
Yeah. I'm just, like I said, I'm made up for him and I've slept well, but again, let me tell you, he's got more than 73 physicality.
Good stat. Freddie Evans, this is January transfers. How much do you want to spend? And who do you want to buy and sell based upon the fact that we're pulling in profits in the club currently?
I was going to say club shop.
Yeah. There was another question similar. How important will this January transfer window be for the team?
If you listen to Duncan Castle's podcast, there's a shit ton of money to be spent in January.
Yeah, it sounds like it, doesn't it?
So
I don't know, but you can't attract. We don't go and splash cash. We look for bargains, don't we? So we're not going to go and spend 70 million on Ruben Dias or something like that. It's going to be maybe a loan. I can't imagine. I don't think we're going to spend too much money.
I think
if we look okay in the Premier League, which I think we will. There's no need to spend any, and I think we'll probably be through in Europe. And I think, well, we've got this far without investing too much into the squad. So
if we had to buy someone now, what position would we go?
Centre back, middle of the 3.
Ooh.
Instead of Cody.
Put Bennett in there.
I think I've made my feelings quite clear about Connor Cody in recent weeks.
What are your feelings?
So another centre back to get a back 4 going.
He's in a Pulis full centre halves at the back. Get Ryan shot at him.
Yeah.
Ryan Bennett's not
lap with long throw.
Ryan Bennett's not
Matt Doherty long throw.
Yeah,
what is he doing here? I'm pretty sure he did it in the Championship about 4 years ago.
Do you not think Cody's been better the past few games?
Yeah, he has. It took him that rest from Reading. I think it just a chance to sit back and look at the game in a different way rather than constantly being in the final line. But he was very really good against Man City
last couple of weeks. Yeah.
But I still think we should move past him. But I accept he has been much better.
God, I can't wait for the comment section.
Sorry.
Adam Bryant says he's another one. How many signings do you reckon we'll try and make in January? For me, we need an upgrade on Pedro Neto.
No, behave. Oh, we've spoken about him. He's only 19.
We need an upgrade on the chant. Pedro.
Well,
Neto.
you can't have 2 players with
Johnny,
the same.
But then someone said in 8 appearances, he's already got 2 assists and scored 1 goal, playing a total of 115 minutes. It's not too bad, really.
I think he's very, very
18, good. 19, whatever age you said. I don't think it's too bad. Quickly, I think there was a couple of messages on Instagram as well. Horton 018, Oliver he's called, sorry. Hey guys, love the podcast. We always hear loads of rumours of big clubs in for our players. Do you see any of them leaving, and is there any way to make them stay willingly?
You said about Neves going to Real Madrid. 65 million for a deal.
Get rid. Shit.
I wouldn't.
Would you not? On current form, yeah.
I think he's not as bad as he was at points last year. I think he's doing okay.
Willie Bolly to Arsenal. I think that's...
Bolly's the only player.
20 million in his ears, according to the Mirror.
Yeah.
He's the only
ridiculous,
player
isn't
I'm
it?
concerned of losing, and I'd put 100 million on him. If what's his name?
What do you know? Genuinely.
But Harry Maguire's 85 million. He's worth twice that.
Maguire is
English,
so it
yeah.
adds the value. What would be the minimum you think Fosun would sell him for? 40, 50, 60?
I don't think that they will see, Harry Maguire's English. They will slap 80 million on him. He's as good as Harry. He's better than Harry Maguire.
Yeah,
He's 28, he's finished.
He's finished.
Can't believe Tamu Pukki's not in the England squad.
He's finished.
And Rodri's not playing for Wales. It's disgusting.
Is there a way to make them stay willingly? I mean, money
Yes,
talks, so it.
a lot of money.
Yeah. Mike Unchecked. He says, "Hey guys, who's your standout player so far this season, and who would you like to see step up more?"
Step up as in perform better or play further
Dance.
forward?
Dance.
Step up too.
Yeah. Go on, Tom. Give me player of the season so far.
Traore.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he's, in terms of most improved, is it 3 assists and 2 goals now?
More assists. Oh,
No,
in the
he's-
league.
In the league, sorry,
yeah.
yeah.
All comps, he's got about
Europa
7 or
League.
8.
Yeah, I think
He's on
been-
like 6 assists, isn't he? For the
He's been fantastic. I don't want to say Catrone to step up because we're not quite sure of his. I think he's taking him a little
I
time
think
to
people
settle
need
down.
to realise and see like how long it's taken a couple of the younger players to get used to. Like it's taken a year for players like Patricio.
We hadn't seen Dendoncker at this point last season, apart from Sheffield Wednesday and Leicester in the League Cup.
Yeah.
So
Ewan had seen him down Merrill eating
Crispy
Krispy
Kreme.
Kreme. Yeah. It's apparently got polished free off within the space of a couple
and had a
of minutes.
selfie and polished the rest.
Yeah.
lovely.
Bastard.
To step up then.
MGW.
Well, he
I'm not even
he
asked
needs
if
to have a
he's-
leap up. Jimenez perhaps not. He did do. He was fantastic.
Jamie Carragher with chair. He's like,
Jimenez.
It's amazing what he did on Saturday, but I just think his overall play. Maybe that'll improve. I think with the rising
International
confidence and the rest. Yeah, I think he will step up. But Premier League hasn't been great.
my player of the season is it's a toss up between Adama and Bolly. I'm going to go for Bolly just so we have a bit of diversity.
Yeah, that's fair, yeah. I'll accept diversity.
Step up Neves.
Okay.
I'm going to throw a name out there for you. Roberto Martinez.
We literally do it every single
It's going to be a
podcast.
thing now.
Roberto Martinez.
Patricio's up there. Patricio, Adama, and I think you've said the rest. And Bolly as well. Fantastic.
I'm just a bit concerned that if Neves gets any deeper, he's going to be stocking shelves in that stuff. We need a bloody snorkel, is that deep?
Play that again.
Yeah.
Tim Spears, that.
Yeah.
Friend of the show.
Is he still working?
I don't know.
Ask him. We'll get him on the podcast.
Yeah. I've put a paywall up.
I actually had a message on Discord, believe it or not. If anyone ever knows that, it's like
I do know what it is.
I don't know.
Tell your dad.
I don't really understand like how to describe it. It's like
It's like a chat room, isn't it?
it's like MSN.
The chat room.
2019.
Chat
It
room.
is chat room.
It's like a chat room,
It's like
Is
a
it one
chat
of
room.
those chat rooms? Or?
The chat room. Not one
What,
of
so
them.
have we got Talking Wolves?
I'm gonna make one. I was thinking about it today. I thought it'd be good. Streams for people to post the streams, transfer rumours, general chit chat.
There is an old gold and black one, but there is absolutely nothing on there.
Yeah,
because
there's
I
no
don't
one in
know-
there
I don't know
either,
how to use it.
I've seen people paywall these.
Yeah, I think you can.
Footspy
actually.
does it, doesn't it?
Yeah, he actually gives good information, though, unlike us apparently.
Too well,
copy and paste.
he's talking shit.
Someone put that talking bollocks. I put that emoji.
It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just so original and really inventive. It catches
people
me off
ge-
guard every single time.
Someone tries to make out that I made that Neves rumour up the other day because I've just gone on their website and there's nothing on there. And I searched it
It was in the
myself.
headline.
Yeah, I searched it myself. And I was like, shit, like I couldn't find it anywhere. So I had to go on my computer to go on my history to find it, and it's
Bloody
because it wasn't in the
hell,
headline. It took a while.
Page 412.
But yeah, I found it and I sent it in back, and then I put the.
You know what my favourite was? It was the Neto and Jordan signing.
That was unbelievable. That was.
Do you remember that?
Do you remember that?
I'm not going to say who it is.
I'm gonna talk about it now. So obviously on Talking Wolves, we post the rumours, we do videos on the rumours,
Oh.
and it was the day after Crusaders, the Friday, because I was on the train home, and not from Ireland obviously. I was on the train back in England, and this.
I was worried then for a second.
There was a Lazio like fan page similar to Talking Wolves saying Pedro Neto and Bruno Jordão signing for Wolves, and I thought I mean, I don't know the reliability of it, but it's a bit random to make up. So I'll put it
whack
on.
out there.
Yeah, I'll put it on there. And
You
this
were putting
guy,
any old shit
not
up there,
mentioning any names, Wolves blogger. I'm not mentioning any names.
Lloyd.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh, well, you're posting this," and it basically keeps comparing me
Oh,
to.
yes, I remember now.
He kept saying, "I ran Wolves fan TV."
Yes, you announced the signing of Concert.
Yeah.
didn't you?
Why are you announcing the signing of Concert? And I didn't do that. And then when he signed, I actually posted the Mourinho gift on there. Like,
Oh.
yeah.
Because I said, look, Nathan, we get that.
I literally put the source at the end of every tweet. The people think I make it up.
I said, look, I get that some people don't like what we do, but the people who do like what we do kind of makes it all worth it. And we're not saying that they're out there, but it stops people going onto news now. It stops people trawling the internet because we just, more so Dave, just delivers that news and puts it in the news feed.
Yeah.
And we're not saying it's true. And I was like, we aren't Wolves fan TV. Like, we didn't do the concert thing. They went,
Yeah.
I know.
But I'm just
doing
trying
it to wind you up. I was like,
you've said it 4 times.
Yeah.
Absolute weirdo.
People do enjoy, because that's why my channel initially started, was because people couldn't be bothered to read the Express and Star or the.
Well, they will now because I write for them.
Yeah. I think the problem with doing it on Instagram is that you can't sort of then share your opinion on it.
Yeah.
Whereas when I was doing a 5-minute video of, we linked with this player and this player, but I don't think that this link is
exactly
worth talking about. But because you're just putting everything up there, people don't know what you think about it.
I've always said it though, like, we could have 99 people comment on it saying, "Oh, I can't wait," and then one person saying bullshit, and you're always going to remember the one person. I know every time I post, I know who's going to moan, or if I see him, I said, "Well, you like," so I put that thing about Neves, and someone said, "Well, you said we're getting 7,000 tickets for Villa, and we haven't." I said, "No, I literally got that off Wolves by Tim Nash's website," but he was obviously adding one and one together. And getting the stand, because the North stand holds 7,000. So.
Someone who drinks in my local's got a ticket, a season ticket in the North stand, and he reckons we'll get close to 7 anyway. He said, I think they'll reach.
I spoke to a Villa fan about it yesterday. He thinks the same as well.
Well, yeah, somebody said they might not open all parts of the ground because it's only League Cup, but it'll be a.
They get free tickets for their first 2 games.
That's why they've got to give Wolves as many as they can, and that's why I'm quite surprised.
Ticket, they get the first 2 cup games.
That's why I'm surprised they've done it actually quite keen. Well, I suppose it's to sell it out, and they still get a decent amount.
But
those tickets are out today, aren't they, or tomorrow?
Saturday for us. We're not a season ticket holders.
Sorry, quickly, I'll move on to this before we finish. Moldy, big friend of the show.
He's the one from Sweden.
Yeah,
I met him in Turin when I went to Turin.
Good lad. He went to Turin. Who's the Italian guy as well? The Italian Wolves fan.
Oh,
he commented.
Yeah, he loved it. Yeah.
Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Wait, wasn't he cooking something for tea or something?
Pasta.
That was it.
Shock.
Anyway, Moldy says, we'd be interested to hear the views on the podcast about the spine of the team. Matt Coops is bruised after City away, of course. Which player is the most valuable to the Wolves team right now? Bolly, Moutinho, Raul, or maybe even Patricio, if you like?
In terms of monetary,
if we could only keep one, who would it be?
If we can only keep one,
one player of this whole team. It's basically who's your best. Who do you think are the best players in the Wolves team?
Well, see, Moutinho, without him, the whole thing's falls apart.
But value-wise,
but his age, I think Bolly's priceless. I don't think there's a better defender in the league at the moment. Fit, I think he's the best in the league.
Same.
Yeah, if Moutinho was 25, he'd be worth 200 million. Yeah. But he's not, so he isn't. So
lovely stuff.
Yeah. If my aunt had balls, she'd be on cover, but she hasn't, so she's not. But yeah, Bolly's indispensable. Jimenez, we've paid 35 million. You're not going to probably make a profit on that. And Bolly's just been brilliant for me.
What did we sign him for? Was it like 8 million or something?
13, I think.
Was it 13?
Yeah, it might be a bit.
And he struggled at Porto. Struggled to get into the team.
Porto and Braga.
Somebody said that maybe it was a big conspiracy. Nuno knew he was coming to Wolves. He thought, I won't play much because I want to keep you if you're any good. So you'll come with me next year.
He had to be convinced to come to Wolves, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Apparently Nuno literally said when he approached him, like, we're going to get promoted this year, so come. Like, he said it in the programme, didn't he?
I think he was playing about 60% as well in the Championship.
He couldn't be arsed, could he? He really couldn't be arsed.
Was it him that said, or Cody that said,
like, keep going, Willie, can't concentrate,
you got to, like, tell him.
Looks in the crowd.
He's just brilliant, isn't he? Like, last season, Championship, he just could not be arsed, and it did not matter because he was light years ahead. My mate's an Everton fan, and he came down to the Middlesbrough game, opening game of the season. He went bolling. He went, I'd have him in my team now. He said he's better than most of centre halves in the Prem, and that was his first game.
I remember in that first game against Middlesbrough, just stepping off a play when the ball's coming in the air, thinking, what the hell is he doing? But he sailed over that touchline and you just went,
Yeah.
I think he's such a good reader of the game.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Great on the deck as well, like with the ball.
Oh,
yeah.
And, considering he's been playing on his weaker side for the last 2 years, maybe he'll thrive now on the other side.
There was once when I can't remember I think it was in the Championship where sometimes he likes to bring the ball out of the defence. There's a Richard Stearman on it. There was once he got the ball about 30 yards out and just smacked it really hard and low.
He doesn't do that enough. My dad always says that. Like, why did you just have a
I just
go?
want to see
Without
it.
Braga, wasn't he?
But he did it in the Championship a couple of years ago, and
yeah.
he forced a really good save. And I was like, oh, mate, if he does that, if we're maybe 1 or 2 up, and there's no options, fucking hit it.
Well,
Bennett did it once, and it went about 40 yards over the bar, I think.
Yeah,
He did well against City when he came in, actually, Bennett.
Yeah,
Much to it. I don't know, I'm not his biggest fan.
I wouldn't have been surprised to see him start against City, just because defensively he's probably a little bit better than Sace. But obviously he came in and did the thing. He did the business. Yeah. Right, we're going to sign off now. As always, thanks a lot for listening, everybody, or watching if you're on YouTube. Tom, where can people find you?
The old Golden Black still doing it on YouTube.
Still doing it. He's not retiring. Matt?
M Cooper Wrights on Instagram and Twitter.
An Express and Star after every match there.
Yeah. After most match days,
Yeah. And you can find me on Dave as a Party on most platforms, and Talking Wolves obviously on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook.
We're also looking for a sponsor for the podcast. So if you're a business, whether you're Midlands based, even better, because most of our demographic is Midlands based. We are looking for a sponsor for the podcast. Your business could power this podcast. We are investing in some better equipment, so it will be a highly polished product. So if you're interested, drop us a message on any of our social platforms, and it'd be great to discuss it.
Yep, of course. Thank you, Matt.
It's all right, mate. It's just I might say it, so I might be a little bit more. So sponsor us now.
Get you.
Break your legs. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. If you're listening on iTunes, be sure to leave a review. But until next time, guys, hopefully you enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you all very, very soon.